Hi. When is it really a blessing to be rejected in a relationship when you're involved with a narcissist, a crazy maker, drama king or drama queen? When is it really divine protection? This is a very powerful question, and one which I hope that you will be open to answering in a way that allows you to see with new eyes and get a fresh perspective so that you can minimize the amount of time and energy and life force that you spend lamenting whatever it is that happened, trying to make logical sense where there probably isn't any, if there's much at all, and just really generally forgive yourself for being fooled by someone who is a phenomenal actor and can convince everyone, usually including himself, that he has things to offer in the way of stability and healthy, happy relationship. He just doesn't have much follow-through with or on. Hi, I'm Beverly Banov Brown. I'm an intuitive, and I'm also a professional love and life and relationship coach. I've worked with thousands of people over 3 decades, and I love the work because part of it is that I get to have the privilege of shepherding people through a process or several processes that help them to re-empower themselves and reinvigorate their lives and see that even a seeming rejection has blessings and lessons in it that can literally change your course of your life for the better in ways that are almost unimaginably wonderful and can lead to sublime happiness. Now, right now, if you're in the throes of a rejection, if you feel you've been discarded for often reasons with a narcissist that you can't imagine why they've done this, you're probably feeling miserable, having trouble sleeping, wanting to overeat or undereat, not having an easy time concentrating. It's not easy, it's not fun. And I would suggest that it's important to go through it. It's also important to understand that what has been lost in some cases is an incredible gift to free you, to liberate you from what could have become, if it hadn't already, a very abusive and very sad situation for all involved. When you ask the question, what else is possible in my life? What is it that I needed to learn? What was going on in my life? What was my point of attraction, so to speak, when I met this man or this woman, as the case may be? What was going on? How imbalanced was I? How healthy and happy was I physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? How was my career going? How were my family relationships going? Was I recovering from a major loss? Did I have to relocate because of a job or because of some health issue? Did I have a financial hardship going on? Was I worried about my future? Was I regretful of my past? Sit with those questions, and I bet you anything that you will find you actually were in the throes of recovering from something, including very often I've found in working with my thousands of clients over these many years, you were recuperating from a relationship disappointment where either you left or the other person left, and you were reeling, and you were sad and disappointed and maybe angry and maybe had certain grievances that are still left to be forgiven, recriminations about things you did or didn't do, recriminations about things that they did or didn't do. Whenever we bring unresolved issues from our lives into a new relationship, we are vulnerable to draw to us people who are only too highly adept at spotting our frailties and our vulnerabilities and zeroing in on them and taking advantage and pulling us into their sticky web. And before we know it, we don't know what's happened. And we're doing things and saying things to please them so they will be approving. And really, with narcissists, it's a losing battle because you can never really please them in the long run. And they'll never really appreciate what all the beautiful things you've said and done to help them, and all the nurturing and all the generosity of spirit and all the acts of service. It doesn't matter because they can't receive it. They can't take it in. They might say they can, but they can't. So, knowing this, understanding this, yes, mourn your loss. Remember what was beautiful. Remember what was good, because all of that was real and it did actually happen and it is now a part of you. And if you feel some love for them, because we know that everyone in their divine essence, in their soul, is beautiful, does have light, remember what's good. And love them, as I've said so many times before on my other videos, from a safe distance. Wish them well, but know that unconditional love does not mean sticking around for disappointment, and does not mean sticking around for sarcasm and put-downs and gaslighting or any of the other many manifestations of narcissistic treatment and crazy maker treatment and drama king and drama queen urgencies and emergencies and all the rest of it. You're worth so much more than that. This is a planet of over 7 billion souls. Do you really believe it's impossible to find when the person who you really are supposed to be with, who's seeking you, is being sought by you? Do you really believe it's so unimaginable that you will be brought together? What if you could look on this rejection and realize that with a little time and healing, with a little bit of self-introspection and some inner work, maybe with a life coach, maybe on your own, maybe in prayer and reflection, journal writing, dancing, singing, exploring your childhood a little bit, and not for anything but illumination, see who this person may have reminded you of, what he or she triggered in you that made you vulnerable to believing all those great lines that they're so adept at saying with such ease and with so much charm and warmth that it's almost unimaginable that they could turn the way they have and disappoint and discard you. So that's the thought, a golden nugget I can leave you with. Let yourself really be kind to yourself right now. You've had a loss, you've had a disappointment. Be with it. Meet yourself where you are. And remind yourself there's life after this relationship. Next golden nugget for today. Be aware that if this has happened to you more than once, you may be dealing with an old pattern, which is inevitably, I found, based on a core belief about yourself, which usually is around lack, thinking that you have to settle, thinking that you can't have the best, thinking that somebody wonderful is out of your league. They're not. When you know who you really are and realize what a phenomenal person and what a beautiful spirit and what a phenomenal catch you are, you'll be amazed how the relationship life you have will turn around. Remember also, next golden nugget, this seeming void of a relationship now caused by the exit of your would-be partner or partner creates a space for you to strengthen and improve your point of attraction so that it's created a space for someone ever so much better and better suited to you to come to you. The next golden nugget is, please don't rush anything. Give it time. Let things happen organically and meet people as a bonus to your already wonderful life. That way, you're not meeting them from a point of desperation. You're not cloying. You're not trying to hold on. And Narcissists then will very often lose interest in you if they're interested in you to begin with, because part of what they're looking for is somebody who's a bit off balance, worried, scared, exhausted, in the stages of mourning, in a stage of loss. And you don't need to be that person if you ever were anymore. I'm Beverly Banov Brown. If you want to be in touch with me, if you want to subscribe, if you haven't already, to my channel, which is Beverly Banov Brown MS, I'd love to have you on board. I'm very actively preparing new videos on this and many other subjects to do with healing and strengthening and living our very best lives. Until next time, celebrate yourself and remember, you're worth it. Bye for now, and many blessings.